because it's going to be there. By all evidence that we have seen, I'm going to make that very clear, that this is something that we don't know how disabling, how destructive the virus will be, but you've got two ends here. You've got the vaccine, in my opinion, is going to be very scary, and also the disease itself. And not to promote hysteria, because that's not what I'm here for. I'm here for education. When I say the word scary, what I'm saying is that I want to give people a kick in the butt and wake them up. I don't want them to get caught off guard. And in one of my references that I'll go over at the end of the presentation, there's a book that I will recommend that talks about that very thing. And bringing to point the hysteria, this book here, Cruising the Epiphany Highway by Am Rosen, discusses hysteria, and I want that to be known here regarding his topics on consciousness. Is very, very effective reading. The Future of Food, I've discussed that, of course, the video regarding vaccinated food, regarding GMO food, and so on. The End of Food, Paul Roberts. Okay, again, you may get a copy of this if you would like, just putting the name on the list. He covers the end of food very well in a complete scope, talking about Nabisco to food production and how our food has changed, very important. Vaccine A, of course, the reference I showed you earlier by Gary Matsumoto, how these vaccines are tested on troops and what's happened to them. This is real. The neuropathy, for example, can happen. It's not as commonly known, but the injections that have gone into troops have caused a complete paralysis where their lungs shut down and they're dead. That's how important it is to know what this is doing. This is not tested, folks. This is why I'm most concerned. I really don't know where the evidence is going to come from this fall to show us that this is a safe vaccine. Swine Flu 2009 is the reality of weaponized 1918 Spanish flu, June 15 through October. That's his letter. If you want it available, I'll make it available to you also. Secret Assassins of Food, also by Dr. Ott, a little bit different angle than the Future of Food and the food, talking about MSG and what's in our food. Horrors of Vaccination. This is a book, 1920, and I've got a copy. Where's my copy? It's at the bottom. Here it is. Horrors of Vaccination. This is obviously a reprint, but this is 1920. And if you'd like to take a look at this, this can be obtained. They knew in 1918 what it was doing. They knew then. And this book describes that. Of course, this presentation isn't about an overview of the book. I want to make it available to you, so if it interests you, you can read it on your own time. They own it all, including you. This was a previous slide. It made a comment about big money and vaccinations. Regarding toxic assets, and so on. The Coming China Wars, Peter Navarro, highly recommended reading. I'm a Chinese doctor. I know about how some of these mindsets in China have contributed towards their Oriental medical perspective. And I also know something about their current state of mind. And this puts a very good general overview of what's going on there and how it's affecting the rest of the world. So, that's the end of this presentation. I may have a follow-up if there's enough interest. I can welcome your questions now. And after the end of the questions, I'd like to show a brief 2-minute, 44-second 3D video, okay, on the aerobic hydrotherapy. So, do I have any questions? Douglas?
The aerobic therapy that Mark is in now,
is the one I'm speaking of, yes.
Right.
And Dr. Ott speaks of a different, also Dr. OTT, he speaks of a different oxygen that I can offer you through the clinic. Okay? So yes, it is the one that she's receiving.
And part of the way that works, the way our body we're naturally designed to fight viruses on our own. Our body can kill virally infected cells with oxygen-free radicals. And that's one of the things that naturopathic therapy does. Is it gives oxygenates the blood and helps kill viruses.
Yes, any other questions? Yes.
We haven't had any vaccination for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
We have not had any sickness with flu. And my feeling is that this is the way to continue.
That's why I'm doing it. That's why I'm doing my own therapy, you know. It becomes kind of obvious, right? What do we do to fight something? Well, looking at historical vaccinations based on fear. What don't we know about something, right? Well, I hope I've been able to, at least in this short presentation, Javier, has been to give you an education on what a vaccine is, what a virus is, how to prepare. It's actually a matter of common sense. And I want also you to be prepared that if it gets to be a situation that may be, and I'm saying this with a little reservation, but a situation where we may have to self-quarantine in our own homes, I want you being prepared. Okay? And that means have water, have food, you have enough supply of the medicines that you will need. If you start protocol, keep protocol going, and be aware of how the information is being presented to you. Because there's a lot of ways of tripping you up. Okay? A lot of ways. Yes?
I'm wondering if you know, in the Gulf War and that syndrome, the soldiers who were given the placebo, did it have the adjuvants or was it staying on?
Let me see here.
That's enough to know.
That's it.
I'll let him do that. And while he's looking that up, I'll play the aerobic hydrotherapy for you if you'd like to see that. Okay.
No, I wrote it down in my notes, and I don't know where that went. I'm assuming usually the actual experiments are done on troops. It probably was statistic in those who didn't receive the adjuvant, but it's somewhere in this book.
Okay. Yes.
You mentioned silver is one of the natural
Defenders against the virus.
How do you propose it being obtained? And
this particular silver that he speaks of is the one that I use. There are others. There's a colloidal type. There's an angstrom type, which is the small particle, and I recommend using it. And it's in here. It's a matter of parts per million, 100 or 200 parts per million, and you take it in doses that are indicated on the bottle.